Smart TVs are in more homes than ever, but almost no one is asking the most important question. What are they really doing behind the screen? You've probably heard the rumors that smart TVs can spy on you. The truth is, it's not just a rumor. Every show you watch, every app you open, every click of the remote, and even your voice commands can be tracked, analyzed, and turned into data for profit. Tonight, we're exposing the reality most manufacturers don't want you to see. These are the 6 worst smart TV brands for privacy in 2025. By the end of this video, you'll know which brands are collecting the most data, how far that tracking actually goes, and what you can do right now to protect yourself before your living room becomes another surveillance zone. Number 6 is Google TV, and this one flies under the radar because it's not a TV brand. Google TV, also known as Android TV, powers millions of televisions from companies people trust, including Sony, Philips, TCL, Hisense, and Sharp. That's what makes it dangerous. You think you're buying a Sony or a Philips, but in reality, you're buying into Google's data ecosystem. Google TV tracks how you use your television, what you watch, which apps you open, how long you stay on content, and how you interact with recommendations. And unlike platforms that mostly keep that data confined to the TV, Google TV can tie viewing behavior directly to your Google account. That means your TV activity can be connected to your YouTube history, Google searches, location signals, and ad profile across your phone, laptop, and browser. Google doesn't hide that this data is used for advertising personalization. Their policies make it clear that information collected through Google TV feeds into Google Ads. While privacy controls do exist, they're fragmented across device settings, Google account dashboards, and ad preference menus. Turning off personalized ads doesn't stop data collection. It mainly limits how that data is used for ad targeting. What makes Google TV especially tricky is that much of this tracking feels invisible. There's no obvious spying moment. It's just constant background data flow, quietly folding your living room viewing habits into one of the largest advertising profiles ever built. Final verdict: high risk. Google TV turns your television into another data source for Google's cross-device tracking machine. Even if the TV brand looks harmless, the platform underneath may be collecting far more about you than you realize. Number 5 is Vizio, the brand that made bargain TVs feel like a smart win. You walk into a store, spot a 55-inch Vizio priced at nearly half of what Samsung is asking, and think you just scored a steal. But you didn't really save money. You gave up something far more valuable. Vizio's entire business model is built around automatic content recognition, or ACR. This technology monitors everything on your screen: Netflix, live TV, cable, even your PlayStation, and sends that viewing data directly to advertising partners. And this isn't speculation. Back in 2017, the FTC and the New Jersey Attorney General sued Vizio for secretly tracking viewing habits on 11 million TVs without user consent. The penalty was $2.2 million. That was followed by a $17 million class action settlement for the same behavior. You'd expect that to be a wake-up call. It wasn't. Modern Vizio TVs still ship with data collection enabled by default. Unless you actively dig through the settings and turn it off yourself, the tracking starts the moment the TV powers on. Final verdict: high risk. Vizio has been exposed, fined, sued, and publicly called out. Yet the practice continues. The only difference now is that everyone knows about it. Coming in at number 4 is LG, and this one genuinely caught me off guard. LG makes stunning televisions. Their OLED panels are visually incredible, and WebOS feels smooth, modern, and premium. But beneath that sleek presentation, there's a constant layer of data surveillance running in the background. The system behind it is Live Plus, LG's automatic content recognition technology. And it doesn't just track what you stream, it tracks everything. Your Xbox, Apple TV, Blu-ray player, anything connected through HDMI is being scanned. If it appears on your screen, LG knows about it. What's even more concerning is that LG doesn't try to hide this. In its advertising platform documentation, The company openly states that content consumption data is used for ad targeting. They explicitly explain to advertisers how viewer data is collected and monetized. On top of that, many users report losing access to certain features unless they accept LG's privacy agreements. The choice becomes simple but brutal. Agree to the tracking or lose functionality you already paid for. Independent privacy watchdogs have verified that Live Plus is always on, continuously operating, and constantly feeding data into LG's advertising ecosystem whenever the TV is powered on. Final verdict: high risk. LG is watching everything on your screen, profiting from it, and making it extremely difficult to opt out without sacrificing features. And if this already feels uncomfortable, make sure you're subscribed, because what's coming next is even worse. If LG tracking your screen sounds bad, wait until you see the brand that connects your TV, phone, and home appliances into a single massive advertising profile. Samsung comes in at number 3, and they're operating on a completely different level. Samsung's dominance in the TV market isn't random. They're everywhere, and that's exactly the issue. When you buy a Samsung TV, you're not just buying a screen, you're stepping into a tightly connected ecosystem built to follow your behavior. Samsung refers to this as viewing information services. In practice, it means your TV tracks what you watch and links that data with your Samsung phone, tablet, smartwatch. Basically any device running Samsung software. All of it feeds into Samsung Ads, their internal advertising platform. And they're not hiding it. Samsung's own privacy policy clearly states that viewing data may be shared for ad targeting. Technically, Samsung does allow you to opt out. In reality, those controls are buried deep in the settings. You have to dig through layers of menus, scroll past endless options, and even then, disabling personalized ads doesn't actually stop the tracking. You'll still see ads. The main difference is that Samsung keeps the ad revenue instead of sharing it. Then there's the microphone question. Samsung smart remotes include voice controls, and for years users have raised concerns about whether those microphones are active when they're not being used. Samsung denies this, but the language in their privacy policy is vague enough that the suspicion hasn't fully disappeared. If privacy matters to you, this puts Samsung in the moderate risk category. They are clearly tracking users across devices, but at least they offer opt-out options, even if they're intentionally hard to find. That's why Samsung sits in the middle of this list. And if you think cross-device tracking is bad, what's coming next makes it look tame. Coming in at number 2 is Roku. Roku dominates the streaming world. Their platform sits in tens of millions of homes, and brands like TCL, Hisense, and Sharp all rely on Roku as their operating system. The promise is straightforward: affordable, simple, and plug and play. What they don't highlight is that nearly every interaction you make on a Roku device fuels a massive advertising engine. Roku uses automatic content recognition to track what you watch, but it goes further than that. Third-party trackers are built into most apps on the platform, quietly recording your viewing habits, app behavior, and watch time in granular detail. That data is then fed into Roku ads for what they call planning and activation, which is just corporate language for building detailed user profiles and monetizing them. Then there's the security side. In 2024, Roku suffered 2 separate data breaches, exposing roughly 576,000 user accounts. Email addresses, passwords, and even payment information were compromised. And the problems didn't stop there. In 2025, a lawsuit filed in Florida accused Roku of collecting and selling children's viewing data without parental consent, a direct violation of COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. Take a moment to think about that. Roku isn't just a passive box in your living room. It's more like giving permanent access to ad trackers that never leave. Every button press, every pause, every rewind is logged and analyzed. Even when the room feels quiet, data is still being collected in the background. Final verdict: extreme risk. Roku tracks aggressively, has suffered multiple breaches, and is now facing legal action over the misuse of children's data. And if this breakdown is helping you see what's really going on, hitting the like button goes a long way in supporting the channel. You'd think it couldn't get any worse, but somehow, one company managed to push things even further. Welcome to number 1, the single worst privacy offender of 2025. And here's the surprise. It isn't a TV brand at all. It's Amazon. Whether you bought a Fire TV stick, a Fire TV Cube, or a television with Fire TV built in, you didn't just purchase a streaming device. You opened a direct line into Amazon's advertising ecosystem. Fire TV collects virtually everything: device identifiers, your IP address, location data, network information, app activity, what you watch, when you watch it, how long you stay, and your advertising ID, all of it directly linked to your Amazon account. That's only the beginning. The deeper invasion comes from Alexa. Every voice command spoken into a Fire TV remote is recorded, uploaded to Amazon's cloud, and stored indefinitely unless you manually delete it. Most users never do. That means Amazon retains a detailed history of every show you requested, every movie you searched for, and every casual shopping question you asked out loud in your living room. Amazon does provide an option to disable interest-based ads. Sounds reassuring until you realize it doesn't stop data collection or tracking at all. It simply determines who profits from your information. Amazon still gathers the data, still records it, and still controls the entire ecosystem. Think of it this way. Fire TV is like a personal assistant that follows you around, writes down everything you say, and quietly submits daily reports to the marketing team. It's helpful, polite, and always listening, but it's never working in your favor. Final verdict: extreme risk. Amazon is tracking your viewing habits, recording your voice, and tying it all directly to your shopping history. It's surveillance wrapped in convenience. So there you have it. From Google TV quietly feeding Google's ad empire to Amazon's all-seeing assistant, modern smart TVs have evolved into always-on data collection machines operating inside your home. The good news is, you're not helpless. Start by disabling ACR or viewing data in your TV's settings, usually hidden in the privacy or advertising section. Turn it off. Next, disable interest-based ads across every streaming app you use. This won't eliminate tracking entirely, but it does reduce how aggressively your data is monetized. Finally, consider placing your smart TV on a guest Wi-Fi network or using firewall rules to block known tracking domains. It's more advanced, but highly effective if privacy truly matters to you. Smart TVs aren't evil. They're convenient, powerful, and here to stay, but they collect by default. You don't need to get rid of them. You just need to stay one step ahead. Let me know in the comments which brand on this list surprised you the most. And if you want to make smarter tech decisions, subscribe and hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one.